All right, Al. We usually started off with some silly icebreakers. So let me ask you: if you were dating a girl and you were getting pretty serious, and then she revealed that she had an ingrown toenail, would that break off the relationship?
No.
Give it to him a little better.
I don't think so, not at all. I mean, I don't have a problem with an ingrown toenail. It's not something I'm paying attention to most of the time anyway. Are you people with a foot fetish? Fuck, I don't know. Fuck it. We all have our fetishes, people. We all have our fetishes. Toenails ain't my shit, so no, it's not a deal breaker.
What does crossover thrash mean to you?
Crossover thrash can mean several things, man. I mean, when you take a band almost like, let's take it back to DRI, let's take it back to bands like Minor Threat. The entire crossover thrash element is about taking the heaviest elements, I mean, kind of like hardcore does, take the heaviest elements of speed metal and then just pretty much fucking smoke some coke with it, man. And give it some ass whooping behind it. That's domination,
Do you want to talk about Vicious Intent at all? Can I bring that up?
You can.
Could that have been any band? I
Vish-
don't know if I really know what I'm asking. I guess I mean like how much of it is like the intuited and how much of it is calculated.
Well, most of it is about feel, man. Vicious Intent was definitely a huge chapter in my life, man. I mean, shit. Some of the biggest bands there were, man. The biggest metal, the names that there were, we definitely kicked some ass. It was more. It's not just any band to me, man. It's tattooed on my flesh, one of the logos. It's always going to be a big part of my life. It's a chapter that I'm proud of. I'm proud of everybody who was there.
Can I ask what's the sloppiest black metal band you've ever seen?
Holy shit, man. It takes the cake. I mean, you can't put a finger on it. I mean, shit, I've definitely been sloppy myself sometimes. I mean, everybody's got sloppy moments, you know what I mean? It's sloppiest metal band I've ever seen. Probably Insect Warfare, but that didn't stop them from whooping the place's ass, you know what I mean? When you bring it with energy, bring it with fucking energy, man. You know what I mean? You could be technicalical and fancy. I'm going to take this from you for a minute. You could be technicalic and fancy smancy and all, but bring the raw fucking energy, man. You know what I mean? Bring what people... I mean, if you're banging a chick, right? Does she want like a classy, or does she want to leave sweaty and can barely fucking walk? You know what I'm saying? Energy is energy. Bring it, motherfucker. Energy is energy. Bring it, motherfucker.
I mean, if I can interject something, I know this is your hour, but just for my marbles, I definitely think that they're like rooted in metal, but not strictly metal. A lot of like Japanese punk bands can be like they're sloppy in one sense, as in like you couldn't map their beats to a grid. Their tempo changes, their tempo fluctuates a lot, but internally they're so together. It's like so sometimes you can be sloppy but tight,
Case in point, bro.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Speaking of marbles, do you know anybody who plays marbles?
Do I know anyone who plays marbles? Well, is that like the ones you can buy or mine? That was an inside joke, brother. I'm sorry.
Well,
sorry.
open up.
Shit, man, fuck. I don't know. No, I don't know anybody who plays with marbles. Sorry.
Help me with some questions.
Tell me about the time you were most entertained at a show, whether it was a show you were playing yourself or a show you went to go see.
Well, I would have to say it was back in Nassau County at Tool played Halloween when I lived down in Hempstead, New York. That's around the Long Island area where I got a lot of my start in the industry. And when they came in there, man, they fucking blew the roof off the place, man. I mean, if you think Kiss can put on a show or something like that, maybe not you guys, but some of the old timers, man. But they blew the fucking roof off the place, man. And I mean, Probably helps that I was high as fuck, but they definitely blew the roof off the place. I was the most entertained at that time.
Can I ask you a question about drug usage?
Say again?
Can we talk about drug usage, like in the interview? What do you think? I mean, do you still use drugs?
Well, we're all here drinking, so we kind of all use drugs.
I guess what I mean is like, is there a transformation period? Do you feel that like after drugs have you experience something different when you just become an older person?
All things in moderation, man. I mean, the desire for it, I guess, wanes. You know what I mean? You're not as avid about getting this or getting that. You just kind of, you enjoyed it then. You don't so much enjoy it now. Like, you know, you've got a different sort of life. You got things you look forward to. You're not completely consumed in a drug or someone. I mean, because anything can be addictive when we really look at it. You know what I mean? So you kind of curve that stuff as you get older. And I think as everything in moderation, not so much just, I don't know, I'm kind of drunk. Keep going.
Have you ever given it your all at a show and killed your throat, like, and the next day couldn't speak?
Every fucking show, man. I mean, every fucking show. I wouldn't say that I couldn't speak the next day, but you can feel the strain. I mean, there's an art to singing. There's an art to vocalizing. I excuse the term singing, but there's an art to vocalizing. And like a musical performance with any instrument, it's never 100% perfect, and there is a lot of improvisation that comes in. So you're not always hitting the notes the way you should, so you're going to be sore, you know what I mean? But if you give it your all, man, you know what I'm saying? You go up there and you give it, whether there's 3 people or 300 people or 3,000 people, man, you come away feeling something, man. You went up there and exercised fucking demons, you know?
What is your favorite mode of transportation?
Schiller Express, my friend. I can take off from here with nothing on my back and just walk for miles. What was that? Wait. There was this Canadian show called The Littlest Hobo, right? It was a song about a story like that. It would come on the Canadian channel. It was about this dog. And he's like, until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on.
Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.
Whole world is my home. I think everyone should come back to that, you know what I mean? Like, your feet are what take you places. Your decision and your feet. I can go anywhere with my feet.
True. Do you like any weird experimental film, like Jodorowsky or anything like that, or like?
Is it called The Room? I think it's called, there's that one, I like that. Oh, hi, Dave. I like that. It's fun.
Always the football being thrown, and anytime anyone leaves, they're just like, well, I gotta go.
Definitely, man. I like it's not run-of-the-mill. It's still entertaining. It's kind of corny, but you need that element in there too. That's the comic element, kind of.
For recording, do you have any analog versus digital issue? Do you like to record on tape or like anything like that?
Any of them can work. I mean, we can take artists like Victor Wooten. He can take a $200 bass and make it sound like a $5,000 bass. Once again, I can reiterate back to what I was talking about. It's what you bring in to your art. It's what you bring into your sound that reflects, regardless of the quality of what you're working with. Honestly, I believe that.
What's the most offensive song title that you know that you can think of?
You were too ugly to rape, so I beat the shit out of you.
Who does that?
Ain't no cunt.
Oh, of course. Who else?
Hey, you asked, man. Dude, that's Chris Cross. Holy fuck. Chris Cross will make it jump. Chris Cross will make it jump.
Want to list maybe like 4 or 5 underappreciated records that you think everyone should check out before they die?
Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, Aqualung by Jethro Tull, God Hates Us All by Slayer, and Cryptid Writings by Megadeth.
Excellent choices. I especially like the Aqualung. Aqualung's great.
Absolutely, man.
All right, any final thoughts?
Fuck her right in the pussy.